You were never supposed to hear this. For centuries, the most powerful people in the world have hidden Machiavelli's true warning behind a wall of polite philosophy and watered-down self-help. They want you to believe The Prince is just a dusty relic, a cynical book about ruthless kings and forgotten wars. But that's a lie, a carefully constructed illusion designed to keep you docile, predictable, and powerless. The real message: it's a blueprint for surviving in a world where everyone is playing a game, whether they admit it or not. Most people will never see past the mask. They'll go through life believing that playing fair is enough, that hard work and honesty will protect them. But Machiavelli's forbidden manuscript was never written for the masses. It was a secret code for those willing to see the world as it truly is: brutal, cunning, and ruled by those who understand the dark currents beneath the surface. If you're watching this, you're already different. You sense there's more to life than what you've been told. Today, you'll discover the dangerous knowledge that most will never dare to touch. Are you ready to see the world without its mask? Let's begin. Let's shatter one of the most comforting illusions you've been taught since childhood: that being good is enough to win. Machiavelli's first and most unsettling warning is that virtue, by itself, is a losing strategy in a world built on power. He saw it firsthand, how the genuinely good, the honest, the selfless, were chewed up and spat out by those who understood the real rules. The world doesn't reward pure intentions. It rewards those who know how to wear the mask of virtue while playing a much deeper game. Think about it. From schoolyards to boardrooms, the people who rise to the top aren't always the kindest or the most honest. They're the ones who know how to appear good, to say the right things, to project an image of trustworthiness, even when their motives are anything but pure. Machiavelli called this the mask of virtue. It's not about being good, it's about looking good. And in a society obsessed with appearances, that mask is more powerful than any genuine act of kindness. Here's the dark twist: true goodness can actually be a weakness. When you're honest to a fault, when you refuse to play the game, you become predictable. You become easy to manipulate. The ruthless see your virtue as an opportunity, a lever to control you, a shield to hide behind, or a weapon to turn against you. How many times have you seen someone's kindness exploited? How often have you watched the naive get blindsided by betrayal, simply because they couldn't imagine someone else wearing a mask? Machiavelli didn't say you should abandon virtue altogether. Instead, he warned that you must understand its limits. If you want to survive and thrive, you need to master the art of appearances. Learn to project strength, confidence, and even goodness when it serves you. But never let your guard down. The world is full of predators who hunt for the unguarded and the naive. This isn't about becoming a villain. It's about refusing to be a victim. The mask of virtue is a tool. Use it or be used by those who do. And if you're still clinging to the idea that goodness alone will protect you, ask yourself, who really benefits from that belief? Next, we'll dive into the uncomfortable truth about ruthlessness and why it's often the only way to survive. Here's a truth that most people will never admit. Sometimes, the only way to survive is to be ruthless. Machiavelli didn't glorify cruelty for its own sake. He understood that unchecked brutality leads to chaos and rebellion. But he also saw that calculated, strategic ruthlessness is not just a tool for tyrants. It's a weapon for anyone who refuses to be trampled by the world's predators. In fact, he argued that when used wisely, ruthlessness can be more moral than blind compassion. Let's look at history. Take Cesare Borgia, one of Machiavelli's infamous examples. Borgia was ruthless, yes, but his calculated acts of cruelty brought order to a lawless region. He punished traitors swiftly and publicly, sending a message that betrayal would not be tolerated. The result: stability, security, and a population that, for the first time in years, could live without constant fear. Machiavelli saw this as a necessary evil, a short, sharp shock that prevented far greater suffering in the long run. Fast forward to today, and you'll see the same principle at work. In business, leaders who make tough, unpopular decisions, layoffs, restructuring, cutting toxic partnerships, are often vilified in the moment. But those same decisions can save companies, protect jobs, and create opportunities for growth. The difference between a leader and a follower is the willingness to do what others won't, to make the hard call when everyone else hesitates. Here's the hidden truth. Calculated ruthlessness is not about being heartless. It's about understanding that mercy, when misplaced, can be far more destructive. If you let toxic people stay in your life out of misplaced kindness, you enable their behavior and poison your own future. If you refuse to set boundaries, you invite exploitation. Sometimes, the most moral thing you can do is to be decisive, even if it means being seen as cruel by those who don't understand the bigger picture. Machiavelli's warning is clear. The world is not a playground, it's a battlefield. If you want to survive, you must be willing to act with cold clarity when the situation demands it. Ruthlessness, when used sparingly and strategically, is not just a survival tool, it's a shield against chaos. But what happens when you trust the wrong people? That's where the real danger begins. If you've ever been blindsided by someone you thought was on your side, you already know the sting of betrayal. Machiavelli's third warning is perhaps his most unsettling. Trust is a luxury you can't afford. In his world, and ours, today's ally can become tomorrow's adversary. The people closest to you are often the ones with the most power to hurt you, precisely because you let your guard down. This isn't just cynicism, it's survival. We're taught from a young age to build trust, to believe in the best in people, to give second chances. But Machiavelli saw how this idealism is weaponized by the cunning. He watched as rulers were toppled by their most trusted advisors, as friends became traitors, the moment it suited their interests. The lesson? Blind trust is an invitation for manipulation. The more predictable your loyalty, the easier you are to control. This doesn't mean you should live in isolation or paranoia, but it does mean you need to cultivate a healthy skepticism. Ask yourself, what does this person stand to gain? What aren't they telling me? Are their actions consistent with their words? The most dangerous people are those who know how to mirror your values, to say exactly what you want to hear, all while hiding their true intentions. Machiavelli called this the art of deception, a skill that, in the wrong hands, can topple empires and ruin lives. Look at the modern world. Corporate backstabbing, political betrayals, even toxic friendships. The headlines are filled with stories of trust shattered and alliances broken. The people who survive and thrive are those who never stop questioning, who read between the lines, who understand that everyone has an agenda, whether they admit it or not. So how do you protect yourself? Start by observing, not assuming. Watch for inconsistencies, for patterns of behavior that don't match the mask. Test loyalty with small risks before exposing your vulnerabilities. And above all, remember that trust is earned, not given. The moment you start believing that anyone is above suspicion, you've already handed them the keys to your downfall. But there's another layer to this game: unpredictability. If you want to keep others from reading you, you need to master the art of surprise. That's the next weapon in Machiavelli's arsenal. Predictability is a comfort zone, a place where most people feel safe. But in Machiavelli's world, predictability is a weakness, a glaring target painted on your back. He understood that the moment your actions become easy to anticipate, you hand your rivals the playbook to your downfall. That's why he advised leaders to cultivate unpredictability, to keep everyone guessing, and to never let anyone see their next move coming. Think about it. Manipulators thrive on patterns. They study your habits, your routines, your reactions. The more consistent you are, the easier it is for them to set traps, to push your buttons, to control the narrative. If you always respond with kindness, they'll exploit your generosity. If you always avoid conflict, they'll walk all over you. Predictability is the soil in which manipulation grows. Machiavelli's solution: break the pattern. Be the wild card. When people can't predict your next move, they can't prepare for it. This doesn't mean acting randomly or without purpose. It means being strategic with your surprises. Change your approach when people expect you to stay the same. Say no when you're expected to say yes. Take action when everyone assumes you'll hesitate. The goal is to keep others off balance, to make them think twice before trying to outmaneuver you. History is full of leaders who mastered this art. Steve Jobs was notorious for his unpredictability, keeping competitors and even his own team guessing. In sports, coaches who change tactics mid-game often outsmart their opponents. Even in everyday life, the person who can't be easily read is the hardest to manipulate. But unpredictability isn't just about defense, it's a form of power. When people are unsure of what you'll do next, they're forced to respect your boundaries, to tread carefully, to treat you as an equal rather than a pawn. You become the variable they can't control, the factor that disrupts their plans. So ask yourself, are you too easy to read? Are your actions a script that anyone could follow? If so, it's time to rewrite the story. Because in a world where everyone is trying to get ahead, the unpredictable player is the one who can't be cornered. But there's a hidden danger in all this. When you start to feel comfortable, you're already at risk. Let's talk about why comfort is the ultimate trap. Comfort is seductive. It whispers that you've made it, that you can finally relax, that the struggle is over. But Machiavelli's warning is clear. The moment you settle into comfort, you become vulnerable. Complacency is the silent assassin of power. It lulls you into believing that the world will stay the same, that your position is secure, that you no longer need to adapt. That's exactly when the ground shifts beneath your feet. Look at history's fallen giants, empires, corporations, even individuals who once held all the cards. They didn't lose everything overnight. It started with small concessions, a little less vigilance, a little more indulgence. The Roman Empire, once unstoppable, rotted from within as its leaders grew soft and self-satisfied. Blockbuster laughed off Netflix, convinced their dominance was permanent. The moment you stop evolving, you start dying. Machiavelli saw this pattern everywhere. He knew that power is never static. It's a living thing that must be fed with constant awareness and adaptation. The world is full of hungry competitors, waiting for you to let your guard down. When you're comfortable, you stop scanning for threats. You ignore the warning signs. You become predictable, slow, and easy to outmaneuver. Comfort breeds entitlement, and entitlement breeds extinction. But here's the twist. Comfort isn't just a personal weakness. It's a weapon used by those in power to keep others docile. Societies are pacified with distractions, luxuries, and the illusion of security. The more comfortable you are, the less likely you are to question, to challenge, to fight for more. It's a trap disguised as a reward. So how do you escape? By embracing discomfort as a signal, not a threat. Seek out new challenges. Question your routines. Surround yourself with people who push you to grow, not just those who make you feel good. The edge is where power lives, where you're alert, adaptable, and ready for anything. Ask yourself, where have you grown too comfortable? What risks are you avoiding because it's easier to stay safe? Remember, the world doesn't pause for your comfort. It keeps moving, and only those who adapt survive. But there's one final warning Machiavelli left us, a truth even more dangerous than comfort. Let's face the brutal reality of power and weakness. We've all heard the old saying, power corrupts. It's repeated so often that it's become a kind of moral comfort blanket, a warning to be wary of ambition and to play it safe. But Machiavelli's final, most unsettling warning flips this idea on its head. Yes, power can corrupt, but weakness destroys. The hidden cost of always playing it safe, of avoiding risk and confrontation, is far greater than most people ever realize. Weakness isn't just a lack of strength. It's an invitation for others to dominate, exploit, and erase you. In Machiavelli's world, and in ours, those who refuse to claim power are at the mercy of those who do. The weak are not left alone. They are targeted, manipulated, and used as stepping stones by the ambitious. Playing it safe might feel moral, but it's often just a slow surrender. The world doesn't reward passivity, it punishes it. Look at the harsh reality of power dynamics, whether in politics, business, or relationships. The person who never speaks up, who always avoids conflict, who lets others make the decisions. This is the person who gets overlooked, underpaid, and eventually replaced. The cost of weakness is invisibility. It's the slow erosion of your influence, your opportunities, and even your sense of self. Machiavelli saw that the fear of becoming corrupt keeps many people from ever seeking power. But he also saw that the real danger lies in never stepping up at all. Power, when claimed with awareness and discipline, can be a force for protection, growth, and even justice. Weakness, on the other hand, guarantees that your fate will be decided by someone else. So, what's the lesson? Don't let the fear of corruption paralyze you. Instead, focus on building the strength to wield power wisely. Take risks, make decisions, stand your ground. The world is shaped by those who dare to act, not by those who wait for permission. As we wrap up these forbidden lessons, remember, the greatest danger isn't in reaching too high, but in never reaching at all. Now the choice is yours. Will you step into the arena, or watch from the sidelines as others shape your destiny? Let's bring it all together. You've just uncovered the lessons that most people will never dare to face. Machiavelli's warnings aren't just relics of a ruthless past. They're a mirror held up to the world you live in right now. You've seen how the mask of virtue can be a trap, how calculated ruthlessness is sometimes the only way to survive, and why trust, given blindly, is a weapon that can be turned against you. You've learned that unpredictability is a shield, that comfort is a silent enemy, and that the real danger isn't power itself, but the weakness that comes from playing it safe. Now, you stand at a crossroads. Most will choose to look away, to retreat into the comfort of old beliefs and easy answers. But if you've made it this far, you're not like most people. You're ready to see the world as it truly is, and to use that knowledge to shape your own fate. So, what will you do with these forbidden truths? Will you let them fade, or will you use them to become untouchable in a world that rewards the cunning and punishes the naive? The choice is yours. If you're ready to step into the arena, to claim your power and never look back, let your voice be heard. Drop a comment below with "I choose power" and join a community of people who refuse to be controlled. Don't let this knowledge slip away. Like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to wake up, because the game is always being played, and now you finally know the rules. Thanks for watching.